if I'm being honest, at this price point, this is probably the best shoe that you're going to get. Yo, yo, yo. Hey guys, it's poppin', Jacques Slade here. Back with another unboxing, and today we've got to look at a shoe that it's personal. It's a really great shoe at its price point, and I think a lot of people are going to really enjoy these that like the shoe in that $120 to $130, maybe $140, not trying to spend a gang of money on a pair of shoes. I think this is gonna fit. This is the Jason Tatum 4. You see it, they have it in this really cool box, and I think this box kind of plays on the design of the shoes. I'll show you those two together. So this is my size 11, the Tatum 4. This is the St. Louis colorway, but the actual colorway is siren red and metallic silver, although you don't really see a lot of metallic silver on these. So let's get these out of the box and take a fresh look here. Have some nice paper here. Note here from Jordan brand, Jason Tatum will never be the same, and that should terrify you. There, Jason Tatum will never be the same, and that should terrify you. Now, this is obviously in response to Jason Tatum tearing his Achilles last season, and this is him on his way back, and this is the shoes that he's going to wear on his way back. And here you go. Now, I've already had these out the box. I've actually had these on foot already, but I wanted to give you guys the unboxing experience so you could see them. So here you go. This is the Tatum 4 in the St. Louis colorway. For those that don't know, Jason Tatum is actually from St. Louis, so that's why this colorway is dubbed St. Louis. It gives it a personal connection to Tatum directly. And this is what I was saying, how the box kind of blends with the upper. See how like I have the wavy lines all over here, and then you have the wavy lines here on the box, kind of putting those two worlds together with the shoes. It's a pretty cool design. Now, these are definitely lightweight. From what Jordan brand has told us, this is the lightest signature shoe on their roster right now. They don't give the exact weight of the shoe, but they say it's the lightest one that they have on their roster right now. So kudos for the design team for putting that together. So let's talk a little bit about the details. And the first thing you're going to notice when you get these is the upper. And I'm not crazy in love with this upper. This is like felt, I guess it's supposed to be. They call it a textile, but it feels like felt, almost like a very, for lack of a better word, cheap version of nappy suede. But on the same side, it keeps the upper very lightweight, and I think that was the intention of using this material. My worry about this material is that it's not going to last if you play with these outdoors. Now, there's not a lot of room for you to scrape the upper depending on how you play. Even if you rub your toes a little bit on the ground, the upper is pretty shielded by this midsection. But if they do touch the ground or they do start to get some wear, I feel like they're gonna wear through this upper pretty quickly. Now, the flip side of that, again, it makes the shoe a lot lighter. You don't have the heavy material on top of it, keeping it down. So this material should also be breathable. It's gonna come through all of these panels that you have here. You see you have all these panels here. That's gonna let air flow. You have some mesh here on the inside, on the medial side. You have it on the lateral side. So that's all gonna let air flow in here to keep the shoes breathable. But again, at the same time, this material doesn't feel like it's, one, the highest quality, or two, that it's going to be very durable. So just keep that in consideration, but also should consider this is a $130 shoe, so you shouldn't expect, I shouldn't say you shouldn't expect, this is a $130 shoe, so the material choices at that price point often weigh tech versus durability versus materials, and that's the situation that we see happening here. All right, some of the details. On the back here, we have his number 0 right there. Again, I told you guys I had these on, so they're dirty already. So you have the 0 there, and it's all bangled or like diamond, cut up like a diamond, which is supposed to be like his chain. So a little bit of, again, a nod to JT there. On the tongue, you have JT there as well. Again, another nod to the player that he is. Something that I really like, just aesthetically, this has nothing to do with the performance of the shoe, is like this tiny Jumpman that they have there on the lateral side. Yeah, on the lateral side, the tiny Jumpman. It's not like a super big detail, but it's a interesting placement. Usually don't see the Jumpman there for most of the shoes, so it's an interesting place to put it. But I don't know, it just caught my eye when I saw that. Now, outsole looks absolutely fantastic. Obviously, we have the herringbone traction. It's in 2 separate panels, and now that comes with keeping the shoe lighter, so you're not going to get as thick of a rubber on these shoes. This middle panel feels a little more firm, but this feels softer in the white. So this red, or siren red, feels a little tougher than the white tread here. So these aren't really shoes that you're going to be able to play outside in. If you do, just be very gentle with these, although I don't want you thinking about how gentle you need to be on your shoes. But I think these are going to wear through pretty easily, and you can feel like that it's not that thick because it goes right through the shoes. But that also speaks to the other thing about these, which is the comfort. These shoes are very, very comfortable on your feet. Again, I've had them on walking around here in the studio, and they're very comfortable. And part of that is because they have Cushlon 3.0, and you can see there is a lot of it all over the shoe. You have it here across this midsection, you have a little bit here at the toe, you have it here at the heel as well, and then you have like this whole panel here just full of Cushlon 3.0, which is great. It's very responsive. And then you have zoom here inside, which you can't really see. You can see it a little bit here. You can see the bit of a line there. I think the zoom pad is right there in the forefoot there. You can see it on both of the shoes. There's a line right here, which tells me that it's unlocked, so it's not locked into the Cushlon 3.0. It's kind of just floating in there, which should help you feel it a little more. But because there's so much Cushlon in here, I don't know if you're going to feel that zoom as much. But again, there's a little line there you can see, so that it's right there. Now, the other thing that they have is a TPU shank to give you a little bit of rigidity inside the shoe. You can't really see it here. I was trying to see if we could see it through the shoe, and that might be possibly what's here out right beneath the zoom pod, that you have the TPU shank there, which would put it almost like bottom loaded right above the outsole, but on top of or below the Cushlon midsole, so you may not feel it as much. I was trying to get inside of these to give you guys a better look at it, but they have the Strobel board is really blocking everything here. And they have this locked in. I hate when they glue in it. So you see here the Strobel board, and in the Strobel board you see that little dot of pink there on the inside here. See that little dot of pink? That's the Cushlon shining through there, so you can see that there's Cushlon in there. And then I think that's where the TPU shank is, but you can't really feel it there. Anyway, but yeah, overall, again, a nice looking shoe. The Strobel board is a little bit different, but it's something that I think feels great, and it moves with your foot, which is always great. The other thing on the back of the tongue, this is all about family, so they definitely wanted to make these personal. So you have Dylan on the insole of the tongue, on the inside of the tongue there, and then you also have Deuce there, as well as some love for his little kids. Again, the Jumpman there on the back. You have the JT there on the outsole, and it's overall, again, a very good looking shoe from the outside. Material wise, I would have liked that the upper was made of something that's going to be a little bit more durable, because I do feel like this is just going to fall apart pretty easily, or just get worn pretty easily, especially if you're hard on your shoes. And generally, I think the people that are buying these shoes are parents buying them for younger kids, so these are going to get beat up. And with these softer, less manageable, or less durable materials, that's just going to tear up pretty easily. You have a bit of a booty inside that's all connected to that's connected to mesh, that's kind of connected there to the tongue there, so to keep the tongue locked down so that tongue isn't moving all over the place. Have nice cushioning here at the heel, has a nice solid heel counter to keep your ankle from rolling over, nice cushioned Achilles, and very breathable materials. I think overall, I think you will enjoy these. And you can see inside here, see if I can't really get it out. Deep down in there, you can kind of see it. Let's see if I can get that on the top camera there. You can't get all the way in there, but you can see from this way version, you can see the zoom pad, and without this insole in there, which is actually pretty thick. It's not very good insole. If you want to switch these out, definitely switch these out. You won't feel the zoom in here. You can actually rub your hands over the zoom without this, but this kind of protects you from feeling that zoom right away. But it sits right above the Cushlon there as well. Anyway, so yeah, these go on sale this week. They're gonna cost you 130 bucks. Overall, I'd give these, let's say a 7 out of 10, but that's just because of the materials. I think they're going to be great to play in. Size-wise, they fit me perfectly. I wear an 11 and these are an 11, and they didn't feel too big or too small at all. So if you wear your size, I would buy your size. Obviously, if you have a wider foot, you should try these on, just because you have a wider foot, and that's gonna vary with each shoe that you buy. My shoe is not super thin or my foot is not super thin or super wide, but these feel pretty great to me and they fit pretty snug on me. Anyway, as always, I appreciate you guys. Let me know, what do you think of the Tatum 4? Is this the colorway that you like? Is there a different colorway that you're looking to grab? And overall, at the $130 price point, what sneaker do you think is best in that, let's say, $120 to $140 range? Are these the top of that pack, or would you rather have something else? Anyway, I'm Jacques. As always, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe. We're back on the unboxing tip, guys. We're doing more of these, so I'll see you guys soon. Peace.